What's up, guys? This is Jake and Lexi here from Existence Games, and welcome to the very first Creator Podcast.
All right, and this Exodus TCG Creator Podcast might be a one-of, or if you want it to be a series, let us know, because if you like this content, we could definitely do more of it and make it a regular thing, especially because it takes a lot less editing.
Yeah, we don't have to edit as much.
But anyways, the topic we will be discussing today
is there's been some very interesting commotion going on in the Exodus TCG community lately that we would like to address and kind of chat about, because for one, it's been pretty amusing for us to watch and read and kind of check in on, and so we kind of wanted to address it and give you our thoughts on it as well. So there's been a card that's recently been leaked on TCGplayer.com.
Upcoming card.
Yes, and so the card hasn't released yet, but it is coming 2019 very soon. You will see how exactly you're going to get it. Could be a monthly promo, could be a magazine, who knows? Could be like a special event card. You never know. You're going to find out though. But
it is confirmed it's a real card.
It is a real card, yes. So the card is
Existence of Unknown Origins.
Ooh, yes. So if you guys have seen this card, and it's actually on the screen for you to check out there, Existence of Unknown Origins is actually Jake and I illustrated as drifters in the game. So we are going to be coming up in the storyline, maybe.
Yep.
We are as drifters now, so there's us all
This
decked
card
out.
is significant for a number of reasons. Anyone who's been following with the magazines, issue 1 and 2, knows that we've kind of been giving clues in the story as, you know, these drifters mysteriously appear on the horizon with the thought stream as
thought stream
scarves.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, that is Lexi and I, and we're drifters in the game now. So of course, if we're made into a card, it's going to have an insanely dramatic effect.
Yeah, the interesting thing about this card that is causing so much commotion and talk actually isn't the art or the name or the concept. It's actually the effect, as short and simple as it is. So let's dive into that. The effect is switch life points with your opponent. So it sounds really crazy. It's like it's simple and short, but it's dramatic. It's like, holy cow, switch life points with your opponents.
Like, what?
It's dramatic.
We're serious.
It's riveting.
Yeah. All right. So a lot of people that we know, there's a lot of talk on Discord about this card right now, but even more than that, we know it's going around Facebook chats and, you know,
different states around the U.S.
Even East Coast, West Coast, kind of everybody's talking about it. One, is it a real card? Is it two? Is it broken? Because this seems insane. All right, so let's get into it. This card is... It's not broken, guys. It's insanely dramatic, yes, but anyone who knows us personally and knows how we design that's what Exodus is, right? It's a dramatic game. It's a fast-paced, ever-changing, dramatic game, and that's how we design with cards and effects. Is they're meant to be, at first glance, you're just like, what are you? Because yes, in another game it would be broken, but in Exodus, things change so fast, and
the game plays so differently.
And there's counters and answers to everything.
Yeah, totally.
So, but this card is switch life points with your opponent. That's it. It's short and sweet. It leaves you kind of scratching your head, like, is this for real? But so you guys have to realize there's counters, like obviously Crystal Cove is the first and foremost. Yeah, obvious. This is a symmetry, and for people that are calling it like a staple, oh, this is going to be a 2 of in every deck, you're not going to be able to, like, no, this is not, it's not like a leech or it's not a glimpse, for crying out loud, you know?
I think it's a lot more comparable to creatures like Ethel.
Yeah, it's more of a niche card. It's not a quote unquote staple, I would say. And if not niche, it's definitely going to be splashable. You could certainly build a deck around it. It probably will be seeing
a lot of play initially when this card first releases, because, you know, everybody's going to want to try it. But I think over time, as you guys start to play it and, you know, find strategies around it and realize it's not as broken and overpowered as it seems initially, it'll probably fall more into Ethel's category of playability, I think.
I like that you brought up Ethel, because, like, if you just look at the deck lists that were in Worlds from the first World Championship, yeah, Ethel was in some decks, but she definitely was not a staple.
Right.
You know? And there was a lot of concern when Ethel came out. Like, she broke and overpowered. Like, no, it proved over time there's a lot of answers, and you don't need her to win. And anyone that plays her in a deck, there's ways to overcome it. So it's with a life point switching or manipulating type of effect. There's a lot to play around with. And for everyone that's theory crafting, right? Exodus is a game where theory crafting often does not play out in real life as it does on paper. Like you can
Right.
theory craft all day. Like we
Yeah.
do this with every card game, right? But with Exodus even more so, things don't play out as close as they do on paper as you would think. So
It's true.
you know, and that's especially you veteran players, you guys know what I'm talking about. You know, like you can theory craft until the cows come home, but until you play it and consistently play it in tournaments, like, or just, you know, kitchen table, keep testing it. Like, guys, we did not release this without testing it. Or it's not even released yet. So the
Right.
fact that there's already this much.
We've been doing this game design thing for a little while now, so I think
Yeah. So it's awesome. We love it. We love that there's so much hype and commotion and, you know, talk around it.
Well,
That's
and funny
the whole
story
point.
too. I remember when we first came up with this effect, we were both like, "This is crazy. Should we really do this? This sounds nuts." But then actually, when we got into playtesting it and tried it with different decks, like with new cards, old cards, like Convergent Chasms wasn't even out yet.
Yeah, so this exactly what she just said, so you guys didn't miss that. This card was designed pre-Converging Chasms and pre-Crystal Forge. This has been over 2 years in the making.
Because we design all of our sets 2 years in advance, and we do 2 sets at a time. So this
That
card,
includes promos.
we've known about this card for a long time. It's just now being leaked out into the world and seeing the light of day. But like I was saying, like it's a pretty crazy sounding effect on purpose. But like we said, once you start playing it, and like when we started playing it and testing, we're like, okay, this is really balanced. This is a genuinely fun card. Like it's gonna be good, we promise.
And there's been things that are way more dramatic than that, like Harmony Rares, for example.
Yeah.
Are those broken? No.
I think it's hilarious too because there's been a number of cards in the game, like from Harmony Rares to even stuff back in Birth of Creation. Like I remember when people would come up to us at conventions and say, "Oh my gosh, Leech is such a broken card, you guys, that Leech card." And I'm like,
Leech?
"Yeah,
What?
Leech of all things."
That's
Like that was the first
ridiculous.
one that people were calling broken. I was like, just play it.
remember
It's
that,
cool."
though.
And now Leech is like a great card in every deck.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not broken, but it's a staple. Another example would be like Ethyl, of course, like we were mentioning, the Harmony Rares. I remember Lazarus was called broken a lot.
Lazarus was a big one.
And to be honest, she doesn't see all that much
So
play.
is Victory.
Victory, yeah.
Victory Lock.
Keeper of the Order. Like, there's been a number of cards that intentionally sound really crazy when you first read the text, and kind of just, like, initial reaction playing it out in your mind, it's like, holy crap, this is insane. But then you play and like, oh, it's cool.
I really like that you brought up when people bring things up to us at conventions.
Mm-hmm.
For our super veteran players, you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm talking 2014, 2015, pre-Crystal Forge, when there was just 2 sets out. You guys remember when Shardfolk was just becoming its own archetype, like its own creature type? There wasn't Crystal Cove and all these
It
counters.
wasn't even Freeze.
No, Freeze wasn't even a mechanic yet. But there was a
Bell.
Shardfolk deck with Crystal Bell, and people were playing 2 Crystal Bell. They were playing Double Vortex, Reevaluate, and it was not uncommon back in the day to see a 12 to 15 card draw get 2 or 3 deck recycles in a single turn, and that Shardfolk player would just basically have all their options available, and the opponent would just feel overwhelmed. And so people were calling that a broken combo with Crystal Bell. And I remember a guy came up to me at a convention, and mind you, this guy, I watched him open at least 2 booster cases of Galaxy Tides. He had playsets of all of set 1, he had promos, and then he had playsets of everything from Galaxy Tides. And he built a Shardfolk deck, and he's like, "I broke your game with Crystal Bell." I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can you show me?" He goes, "Okay." And so he pulls out his Shardfolk deck, and he goes, "Now, you're the creator. You know every card in the game, right?" He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I'm telling you, my friend and I have played this nonstop. He plays all his best decks, Dragons, Angels, no matter what. He can't beat this Crystal Bell combo. It's too powerful." And I said, "I will prove to you without even seeing your deck. Let me play an uncustomized Angel deck, and let's see
Yes.
if it's broken." He goes,
Yeah,
"Deal."
I remember
So we
that.
sat down, and the game 1, the very first game, he got his combo going. He got at least 3 deck recycles, you know, and I just utterly destroyed him with 1 unsummon, 1 reevaluate, and I just swung in
Heck
for 10 with after unsummoning, and then I got a reevaluate, got unsummoned again. I cleared his field because he was trying to just
So
for
good.
the draw combo, so
Yeah.
you know his field was kind of lacking, and I just swung for huge
Yeah,
damage.
so it goes to show you.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
There's always an answer, guys. There's always a counter, or there's going to be a deck that a certain combo or another deck is weak to. So
kind of going along these lines, there is another final topic I want to bring up that we can address. I do think that as a whole, the set Conversion Chasms is still vastly unexplored because we've seen a good number of decks come out of this set, and they're very cool, no doubt. Yep. But, you know, from the decks that Jake and I play tested when we were designing the set, there is still so many more options that are unexplored and untapped. Like completely different creature combos and symmetry combos, strategies and builds. Like this is the biggest set in Exodus yet. There's so much more that you can do other than the typical like beat down and reveal strategies.
And we're only halfway through the season.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of time.
So we encourage you guys just to keep looking, keep exploring Conversion Chasms. I mean, this is part of the reason why there's only one set a year. We are giving you this time to really have fun and dive into these sets and make them the most they can be. Because, you know, again, there's just so much here that hasn't been seen yet.
Yeah, and Angel Beatdown may still be the top deck at your locals. Maybe it's not, but like talking to our emissaries in different states and even different countries, there's a lot of new up-and-coming decks too, or several, I would say, of note, especially. There's new Tree Folk, a lot of new Shard Folk, and a lot of them have been vastly unexplored, paired with Harmony rares, competitively speaking. So keep looking.
Yeah. So I think that covers it for now for the very first Exodus TCG Creator Podcast.
Yay.
If you guys like this, let us know, because this was pretty fun for us. And like we said, it's much less editing for us to do. Yeah. So if you also have more topics you'd like for us to cover, let us know as well. Like whether that be other cards that you want us to dive into and chat about, or maybe set design or game design or storyline. That'd be super fun.
Yeah, pretty much anything. And there will be a ton of new Exodus content coming your way these next few months as we get caught up with videos and competitive gameplay and all that good stuff. Yep. So watch for that.
Yep. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and keep your eyes out for Existence of Unknown Origins.
Existence Games!